back. The lights are on, drinks are flowing, and I'm here with my girl Alise, and we have our first
What's good?
off-season show. Alise, how you feeling, baby girl?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm
Good to be
doing
back.
well. Doing well. I see there's a couple new faces on the screen, but one of them is probably known and been seen all over Bears fandom. We got our good friend Dan Goodwin from the Three Kings of the Midway. Dan, how you feeling, big dog?
Not bad at all. Pretty good. Just chilling. Happy to be here. I'm glad you guys invited me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's been
Yo,
a long time coming, man. We've been wanting to get you on the show for a long time, man. This is gonna be good, especially when we're talking about the Bears.
Most
Um,
definitely.
a couple faces that we haven't seen. You guys might have seen them during the New Year's special on the Juke joint. Miguel and Isaiah popped in and had a little fun with the guys on New Year's, but they're here now to talk about some Bears football. Miguel, we met Miguel. What about? It's been about 4 months now, Miguel. Isaiah been
Yes.
about 5 months now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
the spaces, man. The spaces bring people together. So if you are one of those that don't have nothing to do during the day, you see us on the space, man. Pop in there and say what's up to us. That's how we met Miguel. That's how Isaiah got caught up with us, and these guys are fucking scumbags now. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But people, let's get right into it because the 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 combine just ended this weekend, and I have to ask Alise a question. She's been burning with this question all
yeah.
weekend. And I started to ask her the question in the space, but I said no, I'm waiting for the show because I really, really want to see her reaction from this.
Oh my god.
Alise, how did it
What's up?
feel to get a glimpse into your future?
How did it feel for what?
To
Say
get
again?
a glimpse into your future.
Get a glimpse of my future.
Mhm.
I mean, I guess it was nice. That's a weird question.
It's not a weird question. At least you know I'm gonna have to say goodbye to you one day. You know that,
Uh,
right?
for what? I don't understand.
At least I'm saying that the fact that as somebody like myself who has mentored people, know when you see something and you see something in somebody, and so you went to the combine this weekend, and
Yeah, I
everybody
did.
can't go to the combine, but you did, and
Oh
I don't
yeah.
believe this will be your last, and I think you'll be there every year from here on out. I honestly believe that. So I believe the future is really bright for you. So how did it feel to go there and get a glimpse into your future in the sports world, doing what you love to do?
No, it was great. I got to like go to the combine, see all the up and coming stars and like the rookies and stuff. So it was pretty fun. Had a good time. You know, it brings a different perspective. So like when you watch on TV, like you get all the commentators and stuff, but like when you're actually there, you just get to watch the guys. Like and it's great. Like and it being so small, like you bump into people, so you're bumping into everybody. So it's pretty cool, pretty great. I mean, I'll go. I guess I'll go as long as it's in Indy every year. So why
Well,
not?
I don't think it's not going to be in Indy anytime soon. So I think that we're pretty good with that. Um, so now I was asking you that because I really feel like you're a rising star in the sports world. I believe that you have a great mind for football. You know ball, and me being just somebody to get you out there um, with the juke joint. I feel like one day I'm gonna have to say, you know what, I love you, and great things are on the way, and that's all I wanted to say because you know how much I love you, girl. So that's I
Always.
know you're gonna be gone. So
Uh,
enjoy that.
maybe. We'll see. We'll
Nah,
see.
it's coming. It's coming.
Well,
But anyway, Isaiah, Miguel was the last second addition to the show. So
yeah.
um Miguel, what made you want to come on?
Oh, I'm here to troll.
Oh, you hit a troll. Got it.
Nah,
Uh,
um, I like Isaiah. Elise takes.
Oh,
As far as they knowledge, I got a little bit of respect for their knowledge, and I'm here to just challenge them. That's all.
mhm.
I mean, I'm a Bears fan too, so I mean, we're all here for the same thing, right? Um, it's just interesting this season. You know, can't wait to see it. I'm excited. I'm on the edge of my seat.
Oh, I know that's real.
It'll be a good season.
Like I'm just waiting for 4:00
Isaiah?
p.m. to hit tomorrow, and I'm cooking, bro. Cooking.
Oh yeah.
I know that's right. Isaiah, everybody doesn't know Isaiah is a Division I wrestler.
Division NAIA.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Correct me if I'm wrong. Go ahead.
NAIA wrestler.
NAIA, it doesn't matter, man. That's even more.
You're still right. You're still wrestling, bro.
You're doing something with your life.
Long story short, the young man is an All-American, and we're very proud to have him amongst the crew. And he's an All-American. So congratulations. When does the season end, Isaiah?
I'm done right now. I'm probably gonna take a break and then get back to wrestling. So as always that.
Where the hell Dan go?
Yeah, we lost Dan. I don't know. He'll be back in a minute. Justin keeps saying All-American. I guess I got to show it for him. That way he'll stop.
Oh my goodness.
Justin will be on the show when he gets off. So we'll just wait to see him when he comes in. But we'll wait for Dan to get back before we really jump into this thing. But I wanted to get you guys' perspective on the Bears. Did you guys ever get a chance to see the Pardon My Take interview with Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus?
Yes, it was amazing. It was hilarious too. Like you got to see a whole different side of them that you never see of them, especially Ryan Poles because he's such a quiet person. Oh, it was great.
Yeah, I agree. And Big Cat kept trying to get him to curse or get him to say something weird.
He was not going to do it.
And Big Cat was like, "Hey, get your pen out. You might want to jot this down. See how good I did this mock draft." It was really good. I enjoyed that.
It was
seeing a candid side of the coach and Ryan Poles. And then for me, it kind of like said, you know what? I really actually would enjoy Hard Knocks with these guys. I know everybody.
Yeah, I want to do it.
Oh no, Hard Knocks. Like I don't. Do y'all believe in the curse or Hard Knocks or whatever?
I don't because it helped the Lions last year. Usually the team is terrible, but like the Lions almost made the playoffs. So
I think it changes the culture of the Bears by them doing Hard Knocks because it's something. Believe it or not, it's something the Bears. I feel like it's something the Bears are stepping outside their comfort zone. Trying to do, with the new president and with our new president.
Yeah, Mr. Warren. Mr. Warren is going to make some changes. I agree with that. Miguel.
I think it's a good thing to see, especially for fans, so they can get like an understanding of what actually goes on day by day of what the Bears are actually doing. So yeah, like I'm excited if we get it. I get to watch the Bears before the season starts,
Yeah, I think Dan is back. Let me see. Yeah, he's back.
Can y'all see me?
Yeah, we can see you.
Yeah,
we can see you.
Dan is back. There we go.
Yeah,
Dan's back. Hey Dan, we was talking about the Bears, just how they're going into the year. And what was I talking about? I just lost it.
We were talking about Hard Knocks. We were talking about.
Oh yeah, Hard Knocks. Like I was thinking, Hard Knocks might be a thing that the Bears could look in. Might look good because of the Pardon My Take interview. I really enjoyed watching Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus. Be kind of candid and open and just funny. I think they have great personality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we don't believe in that curse, do we? The Hard Knocks curse?
The Hard Knocks curse? No, I don't believe in it. I mean, it is what it is. I don't know if the Bears would qualify. I think you have to.
No, they are. They are
They do?
1-4 this year.
They are? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
all right. Well,
I don't think so.
I know you had to miss the playoffs a certain amount of times or something like that, and there were some stipulations and things like that.
Okay. Let me see if I can find it while we're talking about it. I'm pretty sure that it's the Bears is 1 of 4 teams, and it was up in arms.
It's them, the Cardinals.
Like people was up
Indy
in
and
arms about it.
no, Indy, not Indy. Who's after Indy?
It might be good if I spelled Hard Knocks correctly.
Seattle, I think it is.
I think it's
Seattle. It's
I
not
think
Indy. 'Cause Indy already did it.
I think it's a select few of teams that have to do
Oh
it.
no,
Okay, so
Arizona
it's
either because they just did it.
there's the Commanders, the Saints,
Commanders.
the Bears, and the Jets. They're the ones that qualified this year.
Oh, they might give it to the Jets then.
Really?
Just be honest.
Hey,
No.
With Sauce and Garrett Wilson, yeah.
I
I don't
think
know. I mean,
I
the
think
Bears
considering
go ahead.
oh sorry, Ray. I think considering the fact of where the Bears are, I think the NFL is gonna lean more towards them. You know, that's just how I feel.
Hope so.
Well, I just want y'all to know that Alise has been clamoring to get this showed out today, and I don't want to waste anybody's time. So let's just jump right into it. I'm gonna keep my opinions to the minimum. This is for this is your show, Alise, and I want Dan to give his perspective on a couple things because Dan is has an eye for talent on the defensive side of the football. He's played on that side of the football at a very high level. Miguel is here to troll, and Isaiah is Isaiah has an eye for people in small spaces and see what they can do. So we have some people they want to talk about, and Justin is saying that Justin Fields gets any extra camera time is a good thing, and I kind of tend to agree with him. Justin has a great personality. Not Justin, our friend Justin, not that scumbag. We're talking about Justin Fields. He has a great personality.
That man's an icon.
Justin has a great personality too, but we're talking about Justin Fields.
You think about that Hard Knocks real quick. You think about the Hard Knocks, and it's like I believe that they're going to wait and see how these rosters kind of shake out, and then based on who's got the biggest chance of going and being a playoff contender or something like that, they'll put that team up there, right? Mm-hmm. Because if they make the playoffs now, they're out of the runnings for it. You know what I mean? And there's other teams will still be available. They'll still be available next year. So it just depends on what they deem or what they look at when the rosters are kind of filled out and how free agency draft goes and all of that type of stuff.
Right. I agree with that. And I think that's how they do it every year, don't it, Dan? Like that's kind of how
much
just look at it like, this is how we're gonna go about it or whatever.
Who's the team that's on the verge?
That's why I said the Jets.
You think the Jets are? Well, I'm not even gonna get into semantics. We gotta get into so real quick. Let's go into I'd have a question for you guys. We're in the week right now where free agency starts. So where do you guys think the Bears' focus should be in free agency? I'm gonna start with let's start with Isaiah. What should be the Bears' focus in free agency? What position? What are you thinking?
I think they should start off by prioritizing that offensive line. I think considering what's been going on lately, guys, being able to not come back with their teams, and being able to being able to be let go because of cap issues and stuff like that. I think you got to address that first.
Yeah, Miguel.
I mean, I agree. Offensive line. If you can get a corner, you go after a corner. And whatever is available as far as defensive line. But I think offensive line is the most important position.
Alise or Dan, whichever one doesn't matter.
I'll let Alise go. Ladies first.
Yeah, I agree. Offensive line. You can also do defense if you want as well. Get a little bit of everything. Stir the pot, but I would focus on offensive line.
Yeah. It's a lot of different ways the Bears can go in free agency. They got a lot of different guys that are available. What I would like to see them do, I'm just going to throw it out there, is go to the defensive side of the ball, kind of shore that up a little bit. There are some offensive guys like a Jawan Taylor or something like that, who's a free agent, coming out of Jacksonville, but he's going to demand a high dollar amount, right? So you got to figure out where the Bears figure into that situation. A name that I heard earlier today, maybe about an hour or so ago, is Bobby Okereke. From the Indianapolis Colts, and he played. He's a good player. Had about 151 tackles last year, and they're saying that the cost of him per year is going to be around 12 to 14 million. Now, the reason I bring that up is because we lost Roquan Smith, right? And everybody was in shambles about Roquan Smith being gone, right? And everybody was saying, we should have signed him to a deal, blah, blah, blah. Roquan got a deal for $100 million, 5 years. That's $20 million a year. That's what Roquan's going to get paid starting this year, right? That being the case, you look at this guy, and you're talking about 12 to 14 million per year. And the difference between these two guys is about 10 tackles this year and like 2.5 sacks. So he can do some of the stuff that Roquan did, right? And if you put him in Eberflus's system, he's comfortable with it. He knows it, right? Because he's been with them for a while, and he'll be able to shine. And you save money. So at the end of the day, once again, this is a situation where Poles made the right deal, right? My man Ryan Poles. So he's been doing his due diligence. People need to start recognizing it and seeing it for what it is. Roquan's a talent. I ain't saying he's bad, but he ain't that far. He ain't that much better than this kid. You know what I mean? And they're about the same age, 25, 26.
So does he play the wheel or the
yeah?
mic?
He filled in. He filled in for Darius Leonard or Shaq Leonard when he was out, right? So he can play the role of Shaq Leonard, which is what we need. You still got Jack Sanborn as man in that middle, right?
Okay.
So this is a guy that you're comfortable with, that can play your system, and filled in for Shaq Leonard in a, he did an outstanding job last year, 151 tackles, like I said. So, you let him get his feet wet in there, it might be something that you do, and you save $6 to $8 million a year on a guy, because he doesn't have that name. You know what I mean?
No,
it's worth it.
Alise?
Yeah, we went to me. I said defense
No.
or offense.
I was saying if you had anything to say about Bobby
Okereke? Oh
Mhm.
yeah, he's solid. He's actually really good. I watched a lot of Colts games this year, so yeah, he had a really good season for them. So he would fit right in.
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people saying that the Bears should be focusing on bringing veterans on the line in free agency rather than drafting old linemen.
You talking about offensive linemen?
Yes, sir. And
say yes and no.
Hold on, real quick. Let me just give you the second part of the question. And then you see some people saying that the Bears have enough money to bring in weapons on free agency and then draft offensive linemen and defensive linemen. Like that's what I'm kind of gonna get at. Like, where is the mindset of where the focus should be? Should it be veteran offensive linemen? Should it be veteran defensive linemen? Because I've seen some people say we don't want freaking my man who just got cut from Kansas City, so on and so forth. Miguel, what do you think?
We've seen Ryan Poles. He already said he was into this building. He wants to build the team up. I don't think he's gonna go after a ton of veteran players. I think he'll go after maybe one or two here and there for the purpose that you have to have at least one or two veteran guys that could come in and lead the team in the right direction. So maybe one on the offensive line, maybe one on the defensive line, just for teaching purposes, honestly. So
go ahead, Isaiah.
I think obviously it's a certain amount of money the Bears have to spend. So I think you will see a couple of you won't just see one move at the offensive line. I think you'll see a couple of moves at the offensive line. You'll see a couple of moves at the defensive line, and you'll also see a couple of moves at the skill positions as well. That's just what I think.
Dan?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely want to have some leadership there, right? So you talk about veteran leadership, but veterans can come in a variety of different forms, right? If you have the right guys at 26, 27 years old, then it's worth it. A lot of people have talked about Jerron Hargrave and things like that, or who's going to be available. I don't, just me personally, I don't think they should go in the route of getting a 29, 30-year-old guy because how long is that going to work out for you? 1, maybe 2 years, you know what I mean? And then guys start to decline dramatically. So, I would say veer to the younger guys. These guys have still been in the league for 4, maybe 5 years at this point. Like Okereke, he's been in the league for 4 years already. There's other guys that are available. Jawan Taylor, he's 26, but he's been in the league for a few years, so he knows the ropes. He knows how to get down. You can still have a youth movement at the same time as having some veteran leadership as well.
Justin says that the Bears need Robert Gallery or Nick Mango.
No. He's sick in the head. I'll pass.
He's out of his mind.
Oh my goodness.
And to answer your question, Greg, no, he's not. We're not even together. You need to stop with the nonsense.
I'm not going to put that one. I'm not going to put that one on there. Alise, so back to the question at hand. Do you think like the free agent spending should we bring in Hall of Famers? Or should we bring in just serviceable people with the money that we have? When I say Hall of Famers, I was just talking like whatever.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. No, I kind of agree to what Dan said. Like, I feel like you bring in some vets because you kind of have to, but like try and go like on the little younger side, like 26, 27 maybe. But like you don't want too many like old guys. I think the only like group I'd really go like older with is probably wide receiver because our wide receiver room's really young. So I think it could use a veteran presence in there. But yeah, for the most part, keep it young and build through the draft.
Mm-hmm. No, I have an opinion about it. I think that that the GM when he first came into the organization, he said it. He said it multiple times in his introductory. He said it in his exit interview after his first year. We're going to build this team through the draft, and I don't think he said that shit lightly. I just don't think that he said that lightly. Like, he understands the dynamic of building a team and building an NFL roster to last longer, whatever. Because he's been studying like failures and fucking successes for so long. So when he talks, I listen. And when he says that he's going to build through the draft, I think that the main positions, the skill positions, the trenches, he's going to be looking at the draft mostly for those, in my opinion.
This is another guy. I'm just going to throw the name out there, man. It's like, when I'm defensive, I'm biased to the defense. I'll say that. I'll be honest about it, right? I'm a little bit biased to the defense, but I believe that, and I've said it, I've harped on this like throughout the season and throughout the offseason so far. We got to get better at the defensive line. I understand the needs that we have on the offensive line, but 17 sacks as a team. The leading sack getter for the Bears was a safety, a rookie safety by the name of Jaquan Brisker. We got to get to the quarterback. We got to put other teams in bad situations and force them into turnovers. You can only do that if you have a pass rush. So, in my opinion, somebody like Yannick Ngakoue, he's 27 years old. He's produced at every single stop along the way. Played in Jacksonville, had a 10-sack or 12-sack season. He played in Minnesota. He produced there with 5 sacks. Baltimore. He also came to Las Vegas. He had a 10-sack season in Las Vegas. And then last year he played for Indianapolis, and he had 9.5 sacks. So he's a guy who can get to the quarterback, right? You need to have that type of guy, and he'll come cheap as well. I mean, the last deal that he signed was 2 years for $26 million, I think it was. So you can get him for the low ball, maybe $45 million for 3 years or something like that. And that's a decent deal for a guy like him, right? He's 27, so he'll still be in the prime of his career. He'll still be able to produce at a high level. That's what you need. It's a veteran presence, a veteran leadership, been on several teams, knows what it takes, you know what I mean, to get there. And you pair him with another guy like Marcus Davenport, who's a free agent as well, right? He had a down season, but once again, you can get him for the low ball, and he's only 25 years old. So you have a situation where, there's some veteran leaders that can be had in this free agent pool, and you could possibly get them for a low penny, and then draft guys that you're going to bring up to be your studs. You see what I'm saying? That's what I would say that they need to do.
Yeah. I kind of agree with that. So let's talk about some of these studs. Isaiah, and Alise going to get to your mock because we really want to kind of do the mock draft later on in the show.
Yeah, that's fine.
If that's okay with you. Okay, so
Yeah.
cool. So we'll do that later on in the draft. Later on in the show. But Isaiah, you had a couple of guys that you really wanted to talk about on the offensive line. I'm gonna pull up some of the things that you said about some of these guys. Let's go with on the offensive line. We were talking about. Let's see what's his name. Give me real quick. Darnell Wright.
Yes.
Darnell Wright. Oh, before we go, Berlissimo, thank you for popping in. We love to see you, dog. And you said that
bless you.
Thank you.
Draymond Jones is all but done allegedly. Draymond Jones is all but done allegedly. That's what Berlissimo is saying.
Really?
Yeah, that's what he's saying. I haven't seen it. You know me. I'm not as savage you guys are with
that's because it's a legal tampering period right now.
Oh,
just like technically, if we're gonna get technical here, like I would say I'm about 95% sure Bobby Okereke signs with the Bears. About 95% sure.
Yeah,
is that based off the relationship with the Colts?
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, that and there was something shared on Twitter about it, but we'll get into that later.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Elisa is saying a couple other things, but we'll get to those later on. I like to play myself. So let's go with Isaiah. Isaiah, we were talking about some of these young guys, and we was talking about the young man Darnell Wright, and you wrote a couple things here. Darnell Wright, he's got small hands.
Yeah,
good thing he can play left tackle, right tackle, allow 8 pressures with no sacks. He didn't get beat to the outside that much, and he has great feet movement, very athletic, and strong hands, even though they're small.
I feel like he's a very interesting prospect. Darnell Wright. I feel like for me, he's my tackle one. I feel like he can play left tackle, he can play right tackle, and I feel like in the biggest stages, against guys like Will Anderson, just to mention one of the big pass rushers, he was able to be a very good piece and a big reason why Tennessee was able to beat Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
So I have him at my tackle one. I like some of the things he's able to do. He really doesn't get beat on the outside that much. He's very athletic. He shows very good movement. He does the little things right.
Alise, you want to talk about Darnell? Because I know you've been scouting all these guys.
Yeah. I actually have Darnell Wright as offensive tackle too, because I have Paris Johnson ahead of him. But basically what Isaiah said, he has really good hands, good feet, all that stuff. So he didn't give up a sack all year, so that was pretty impressive. Only 8 pressures on the entire year. I think he'll be right tackle in the league, but he can definitely play left tackle if you need him to. So,
anybody else seen any tape of Darnell Wright and want to talk about him?
He's a massive kid.
I think hey, he's one of the top tackles out there, by far. But the only thing that I look at is I don't think we're gonna have our chance to get him right. He'll be gone by the time the Bears are up to grab somebody else. I don't think the Bears are going offensive line with the first pick, with their first pick in the first round. I think they're going to go defensive side of the ball. So that kind of wipes him out. I just kind of focused on people that I could see the Bears trying to grab in the second round, but he's definitely a top talent, though, at the tackle position.
Yeah. I kind of think he's going to go like late teens, mid to late teens, maybe. I don't have him as high as some others. That's all I can really say about Darnell. I like him though, but
Yeah,
I don't think.
he's nice. He's just not my top tackle prospect.
Yeah, I think some other. I
Mhm.
think that there's 3 other tackles that get
Yeah,
taken
they
off
get
the
taken
board
before him.
before him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well let's talk about one of them that Isaiah had. Let's go with my man. His name is Anton
Harrison.
Harrison. Yes. Oh, there he is. From Oklahoma. 1 sack allowed all year, 0 quarterback hits. Isaiah, I see what you wrote here. I'm not going to read everything, but you can go ahead and expound on Anton right there. Anton Harrison.
Yeah, I felt like he does everything. He does everything right. He's a nasty, good run blocker. He's really good on blocking pass rushers on the edge. He's really good doing that. I feel like he displays an elite power run blocking, athleticism, technique. I feel like his technique is great. His pass protection is great. I feel like those are some of the things I feel like he does. And I have him at tackle
Anybody,
2.
it doesn't matter. Anybody, he had him at tackle 2. Anybody else?
Well, that's a little high for tackle 2, but because to me he's more of a raw prospect. I think he needs to hit the weight room a little bit, get a little bit stronger. But I think he could definitely be a really good tackle in the right system and developed properly. Tackle 2 is a bit much, but okay.
Okay. Well, like I said, I'm not too versed on a lot of these guys you guys are talking about. I really focused in on like Mouch, Cody Mouch, whatever.
Cody Mouch. Oh, I love him.
I focused in on him. I focused in on JMS.
John Michael Schmidt.
Guys that I thought that but let's still talk about it. Isaiah, who is this guy right here?
Okay, this is I have Broderick Jones at number 3.
Okay.
I think the one of the bright things about Broderick Jones is he has some really good footwork. He's very light on his feet.
It's right here. Let me see.
He's light on his feet. He's aggressive. After the play and before the play. He's great run blocking, and I feel like he's pretty good pass blocking. He's good against the bull rush. I feel like he does that pretty well. And those are some of the things I feel like he does well. I feel like when I seen him in I believe it was the Ohio State game, he had a pretty good game that game. He didn't give up a sack that game. Those are some of the things that he did in that game. I feel like he was one of the bright spots of our offense. The reason why Georgia was able to win that game, I feel like he was one of the key pieces on that offensive line. He was a 5-star in high school. He was one of the best tackles coming out of high school.
Yeah.
He also has really good length. Like that's another good positive thing about him. He has a good hand size. He's a prototypical tackle that you would want. He should be a top 15 pick.
He's my O2. He's my tackle 2. His power is amazing too. Yeah. His power, I love his power, his footwork, his hands are great. Like he's definitely going to be a good tackle for a long time.
Okay.
You had I don't know. Let me see something real quick. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Dan, how much tape did you watch of Georgia this year?
Of Georgia, I watched a little bit of it. Yeah.
Watched a little bit of tape.
Mhm.
Let me hide this real quick. Get this out of here. A comment from Bellissimo saying that Georgia didn't have a lot of true pass sets this year.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
Yeah.
so when someone says they have very, very few true pass sets, that just means that the ball was snapped and
Yep.
the quarterback takes a straight drop from either center or from the shotgun or a straight pass, rather than it be a play action or a RPO or something like that. Am I correct with
Right.
my
Right.
assessment? Okay.
Right.
So when we say Georgia hasn't had that many true passes, why is that hard to judge a offensive lineman if they don't do true pass sets?
Because there's always, you always keeping there's the possibility for the fake, right? So you're keeping the defense off balance, right? And the defense doesn't have the ability to just pin their ears back and go get the quarterback, right? And you can't really evaluate a guy when the defense knows, hey, your guys are passing the ball. I'm about to go get your quarterback. I'm about to get past you and get to the quarterback. You have to maintain gap responsibility. You have to maintain some of those things in order for you to not give up your spot or leave your brother out to dry. You know what I mean? Who's depending on you to be in your assignment. So, yeah.
Okay. I thank you for that, because I kind of like to make sure we kind of explain certain things during the show. Just somebody just catches it off the blue, they be like, "Oh, nah, I know what that is." You know what I mean? So, let's just continue. Isaiah, you had another guy. Let me see if I can find him real quick. You had Paris Johnson Jr.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
You had Paris Johnson Jr. as your number 4, and I think some people have him higher.
What?
Yep.
No, I believe some people have him higher than what you have, and I'm going to allow. I'm going to allow you
Bro.
to hold on. Let's let Isaiah talk about Paris Johnson in his own way before you guys jump down his throat, because I've seen Paris play more than any other tackle. No, that's Peter Skowronski. Hold on, wrong one. Sorry about that.
Oh my goodness.
1 second.
I can't believe it.
And he got Skowronski at 5 here, as y'all just saw.
And,
5.
Yeah,
that
so
one
go
I
ahead.
can-
Let's talk about Skowronski
well,
since I
to
just
be
brought
fair-
him up.
To be fair, I can kind of understand that because of how he's going to be viewed in the NFL. A lot of people have him as guard. I think you should try him at tackle first before you just stick him at guard. But whatever. So
He'd
I
be
can
better
see
at guard.
See, there we go. Like, so.
So you saying Skowronski would be better at guard? Miguel, you agree with that too?
No.
I don't.
I think so, Ray, because I think Skowronski has he has a lot of things I see from him. I think he gets long arm from a lot of pass rushers. And in the NFL, you can't get long arm by pass rushers. I feel like, usually somebody that's getting long arm by pass rushers with short arms should play guard.
They told Rashawn Slater the same thing. One of the best left tackles in the league, and his arms are only a half inch longer than Peter Skoronski's.
And Peter came up behind Rashawn Slater.
Rashawn Slater, exactly.
So
People
what do
need
we?
to-
Yeah, and put some respect on that man's name.
For real.
He's
I
gonna.
mean, the one plus is he did play guard and center in high school, but
he's
better at
versatile. So he's versatile.
he's
You can move him
versatile,
around.
but he's better at tackle, in my opinion.
A lot of the NFL, I know some people are going to kill me for that, but a lot of the NFL is ranking him to go the first offensive lineman off the board. Is Peter Skoronski. Paris Johnson second. Broderick Jones, I believe, third. I'm surprised Isaiah threw out Anton Harrison because a lot of people weren't paying attention to him that much, but he's fourth on the board. I got DeJuan going before Darnell and Cody Mock behind Darnell Wright.
So let me.
I like.
No, go ahead.
I like Cody. Cody's versatile. You can move him around. he seems pretty enthusiastic about playing anywhere. So I like his attitude.
He can play all 5 positions, so that's
Yeah.
rare in the NFL.
But I think Peter's gonna go top 8, top 9. I think Paris goes right behind him. Broderick, I don't think he should make it out of the top 10, but it's a possibility he does make it out of the top 10. And
it's a big possibility when you got defensive linemen and you got quarterbacks going to be taken high too.
I mean, yeah.
You know, that's huge. You got possibly 3 quarterbacks. You got
maybe
defensive
4
linemen. Yeah, you got defensive linemen, defensive ends, and Will,
corners,
Jalen,
yeah.
D-line. So
I think Broderick Jones, I think he's a top, I want to say like 10 to 15 player. I don't think he'll go in the top 10. I think he'll go from 10 to 15. That's why I have him.
Well,
you'll have like 1 or 2 receivers go top 15. So yeah,
I kind of think that it's pick your poison. It could be Peter, it could be Paris or Broderick. If you pick Ezai or one of them, I think you'll be all right. So the top 3 are pretty even. Once you start getting down a little lower to Anton and DeJuan and Darnell Wright, you know what I mean? Things start to move back a little bit. So, in my opinion, by the way.
Hey,
I'm gonna be honest. Those names, Skoronski, all of those guys, they're really good guys, and they're gonna go in the first round. I believe that 100%. I just don't believe the Bears are gonna pick an offensive lineman in the first round. I believe that they're gonna go in the second round and draft one maybe. They'll pick up another second round pick probably with the trades that they'll do, in my opinion, and it'll free up them to be able to grab a offensive lineman, possibly even move back up into the first round to grab a wide receiver. But one of the guys that I looked at very closely was Matthew Broderick. And he's from not Matthew Broderick. I'm sorry,
Bergeron.
Bergeron.
Syracuse.
From Syracuse. I like him a lot.
Matthew Bergeron. He's a real good dude. He's got a lot of strengths, a lot of positivity. He'll be a starter in this league. He'll be a plus starter, and he'll be a Pro Bowl guy type of player too, right? I would like to see him play inside at the guard or the guard position. He played left tackle and right tackle in college. Played right tackle as a freshman, then he moved over and played left tackle. But I would like to see him play inside because he gives up too much with his anchor. He swings wide with his hands, and his hand placement is not good, right? So he can get bull rushed on the outside sometimes. But this guy shows the desire to move somebody else against their will. And I always talk about that. When you're talking about offensive linemen, they have to have the desire. It's not just pass blocking. It's not just run blocking somebody, right? The goal is to move another man against his will. That's what you have to do. If you don't have the mindset to do that, if you don't have the desire to do that, you'll never be good at your job. You'll never be good at it. You know what I mean? So he shows that. He shows that desire. Like Tevin Jenkins, you can see a little bit of nastiness where I'm about to do work right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I see in him a little bit. Not as much as Tevin Jenkins, but you can see the desires there. I'm about to put somebody on their butt. I'm about to move you 5 yards this way. You're going with me. Come on, let's go. You know what I mean? That's the type of attitude you want to have. And with his skill set, the way he wears the weight that he has, he's 6'5", 318 pounds, but he wears it. He wears the weight. It's not sloppy. It's not, you know what I'm saying? He wears the weight in a way that's like, okay, this dude, he's got some athleticism, 30-inch vertical leap, 8.7-inch broad jump. He's got some of that athleticism. He moved well, and he focused on certain things in this, right? He didn't run the 40, and he didn't do the 3-cone drill, but he did those other drills, and he shined at those. He absolutely shined. So now what he'll do at his pro day is go back to his pro day, and at the pro day, he will focus on the running, the 3-cone drill, and the quickness and the agility and things like that, and he'll try to shine at those things. So his agent and him, they got together, they came up with a plan, And right now, the plan is going according to plan, and we'll see how it goes going forward. But I think he's a real good piece that you could possibly get in the second round, and he's going to be a dude that you could plug in, you could play him, and he'll be a Pro Bowler at some point in his career. He's a plus starter in this league.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
So I want to thank Nomad for liking and subscribing to our channel. Thank you, and we will go head over to the bar room tomorrow. Listen to a little bit of that Bare Their Souls. So thank you for popping in here, Nomad. I know who you are. I appreciate you for coming in. A couple names that y'all haven't mentioned. Isaiah, you didn't have neither one of these guys on your list that popped up in the comments. Was Carter Warren from Pitt and Tayshaun Manning from Kentucky. You guys know those guys?
I do, but to me they're day 3 guys. So
what was your tackle rank or your offensive lineman? Well, tackle. Let's go tackle. These were tackles, correct? All these guys were tackles. So what was your tackle ranking, Alise? Hold on, let me pull you on the big screen. Hold on, let me pull you to the big screen. Go ahead.
My tackle ranking. I'm sorry, I added Skoronski in my tackle ranking. So I had Johnson Jr. I had Skoronski number 2. Number 3, I had Broderick Jones. Number 4, I had Darnell Wright. And then number 5, I had DeJuan Jones. So
Berlisa was telling us that Darnell Wright ran a 5.01 at 333. That's fucking that's crazy.
Wow. He's very athletic.
He's a big kid.
Big kid. Holy crap.
He's like Miguel, 6'6". He's 6'6", so at 333 pounds.
That goes to where does he wear it sloppy like Dan said. I like that when Dan brought that up because that makes a difference in my opinion.
Well, I mean, you never know. Those 40s are like, offensive linemen are not track guys. Like, come on.
No, for sure.
Who had a good 40 was Blake Freeland from the offensive tackle from BYU. He ran like a 4.9 or something crazy.
Yeah, I think Broderick ran a 4.98. Anton Harrison ran a 4.98. So you got some big boys that can move out there.
Yep.
I feel sorry for that one kid who like pulled his hamstring or something.
That was before he tore his ACL.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh
yeah, that's messed up.
He's probably going to be like a late, like I want to say like 6th to 7th round pick. He's going to get the Trey Smith effect when he went later in the draft.
Well, let's go a little bit further. I'm not going to pull these guys up. Let's just go with my guy Isaiah. I think he ranked the centers. Isaiah, I'm gonna go ahead and say it for you, then you can go and explain.
Boy.
He ranked the centers.
Yeah. Boy.
He ranked the centers. So he went John Michael Smith's one.
Yeah.
Good job.
He went
Luke Weipler.
Luke Weipler from Ohio State, number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then he went Steve Avila from TCU, number 3.
Okay.
Joe Tipperman from Wisconsin 4.
Joe Tippmann.
Okay. Yeah. And then 00 from Michigan.
Hey, the one thing I disagree
00
with
number 5.
Oluwatimi. The one I disagree with is Steve Avila because he played guard, but okay. He's not as high on my board, but
I feel like John Michael Smith. I feel like he's the best. He's the best center out of this class. I feel like it's rare. It's some of the I feel like he does almost everything right. It's hard to find things he can't do right or he don't do right. I feel like he's a really good center that nobody's really talking about that much.
That's my draft crush right there.
You talking about John Michael Smith?
Yeah.
Oh, that man coming out first round. What
he's not.
Yeah, I don't want to hype him up too much because I want the Bears to get him.
No,
but
he's not.
It's always
he's going early second.
If he does go first round pick, I feel like the Bears could always resort back to Luke Weipler. I feel like
I like Luke Weipler though.
He's another good name as well.
He had a good combine too. He had a good combine too.
They not ranking those 3 that were mentioned from you got JMS, Luke Weipler and Steve. Say his name again.
Avila.
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 Yeah.
They got them all ranked pretty close. And damn, Joe Tipman ran a 4.9 in the 40.
Yeah.
Man, that boy moving at 313. And he's 6'6". God damn.
Yep.
Well, I mean, they don't have all of these guys. Everybody that you just named, they don't have them ranked too far apart. And I mean, I got a chance to see Double O at Michigan. I've seen him. I've seen Weipler, and we've all been paying attention to JMS for like the past I don't know, couple of months now. So I mean, it's like you got your choice. You can basically pick either one of them, and you'll be all right.
I feel like
this is a loaded center class. You cannot go wrong in this center class.
I feel like Double O is from Michigan. I feel like the Bears will have a very good shot at trying.
If they take him,
get
I'm crying, y'all. Y'all will see me cry on draft night.
Because to me, it seems like the Bears might be at a range to get John Michael Smith, and they might be at a range to get Luke Weipler, and I think the other the center from TCU. I think the Michigan center is a little bit more better. I think the Bears would.
Yes, sir.
I feel like the Bears might go with him over.
Don't let it happen, Ray. I will be clowning on draft night.
I mean, I know we're not so caught up.
Night.
I know we're not so caught up on Notre Dame guys because of certain people. But you got Jared Patterson coming out of Notre Dame.
Patterson. Yeah.
And you got a Ricky Stromberg from Arkansas.
He's decent. Mm-hmm. He's decent.
So you got a lot of guys in this draft. So I feel like you can just basically pick whoever and we'll be fine.
You can't go wrong in this center class. You cannot.
Yeah. It was a point in time where the Georgia center.
Smith is in the comments. It says Smith is a bull rush victim.
So who?
John Michael Smith is a bull rush victim.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. He's a nose tackle and a defensive tackle nightmare.
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
A victim? He's a victim.
I don't know about a victim.
Is what they're saying. They're saying that he's a victim. Like this guy, the defensive linemen that are decent will bull rush him right into the quarterback's lap. I don't know. That's just the same, man. You know, this thing's not very good.
His run game is good, but his pass protection is what's difficult.
Yeah.
And that's what most young players, that's what it is. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's about technique in the pass game. It's about pushing people around in the run game. So you're always better at the run game than you are at the pass game.
Oh, they're saying that the Steelers took a center in the first round last year, and he sucks, and he's the victim, not JMS. There we go. Okay.
But
I mean, you know, if JMS is I mean, from what I saw of him, he's decent. Like
he's decent. He's hella decent.
Yeah, he holds his ground. That's what I like about him.
The biggest thing that he's good at doing is his hips, right? Mm-hmm. You got to be able to drop your hips down and set that anchor, right? And if you can do that, then you'll do good at center. A guy that's not flexible in his hips and can't drop the hips down and get low, he'll never do well at center because he'll get bull rushed. He'll get pushed over. He'll be on his heels the whole time walking backwards. You don't want to have that. So, you know, it's a difficult – center is a difficult position because a lot of people don't understand that a lot of what a center has to deal with is also very important, your guards. Your guards have to help that center out, right?
Yep.
Your center is hiking the ball, so he's already at a disadvantage to everybody else on the offensive line. So your guards have to be able to identify who they need to block really quickly, and one of the guards is going to have to touch somebody. If it's the nose tackle, if it's the defensive tackles, whatever, you're going to have to identify that very quickly as a guard and be able to help your center out. Otherwise, your center will never, you know. I mean, you just got to be real about it. There are some centers that can get away with some things, but you know, those are the cream of the crop, the upper echelon of those kind of guys.
And I think I'm glad that you guys. I'm glad, Isaiah. I'm glad you went tackle, and I'm glad you went center with your assignment, your rankings, because honestly, if we really look at the Bears, that's where we're kind of lacking. We had a turnstile at right tackle with multiple players, and then we could not get we have not had center correct for a very long time.
Oh God, it's been a while.
I think that getting center correct, and I think getting that other tackle position correct, because not for nothing, people don't want to just say Braxton Jones is the guy, but the guy did a job last year, and according to a lot of metrics and a lot of people, the rookie, let's just say it, the rookie played decent enough, in my opinion, that he should still be the starter this year.
And I'm gonna just throw this out there too, Ray. A lot of people, when they do these evaluations, like say for center, I got a prospect grade for this guy, Schmitz, right?
Mm-hmm.
His prospect grade is 6.41. That's 8 is the top. 8 is plug him in. He's gonna be
a
Nelson.
All-star.
He's gonna be Nelson out there, right? Mm-hmm. That's what you're gonna have a Travis Frederick on your hands or something like that, right? 6.41 is a guy who's going to need some work. Mm-hmm. So Bears fans understand that it is a work in progress. Mm-hmm. The grade for him is 6.41. He will become a good starter within 2 years. So don't expect him to step in there and light the world on fire like Nelson did, right? Mm-hmm. But expect him to learn and grow, and in 2 years he'll be a really good starter for your team. But you got to be patient.
Can I ask something real quick, Ray? I think if the Bears were to draft John Michael Smith, I think the one of the positive factors, with that is you have Tevin Jenkins, and we don't know what they're going to do in free agency with the other tackle, but maybe they add another good tackle that's really good at passing, pass pro. That can, help, some of his weaknesses out, because he struggled with in pass protection. That could, help that out, having 2 good guards that's able to, pass really well. So I think that's another good thing, to look at.
Yeah. I mean, but we're
come up with a name for you, Isaiah. Ben Powers. Learn that name.
Yeah, we're coming up on an hour, so we need to move to the other side of the football, because as Dan said, this game right here is one in the trenches. And so offensive line, we kind of like beat it up, and Nomad is saying if Ethan Pocic or Pocic from the Browns,
Ethan Pocic, yeah.
Pocic, if he his free agency, he's the answer at center.
Is he hitting free agency?
I'm not sure, but I don't know that name, and I know that like I watched the Bears have some dominant 3 techniques, i.e. Tommy Harris, i.e. Trailer, trailer, some 3 techniques that when they went against a center, that center had to have their ass in the game because they went at them, and we need somebody that could handle guys of that nature, i.e. Donald, Aaron Donald, and some other these dominant 3 techniques. So let's talk about some 3 techniques. And Alise, this is you and Dan's time to shine, but it's really Dan's time because I love the fact I finally got my brother on the show, and I'm gonna let my brother go with his top 3 defensive linemen coming out. Interior defensive linemen, Dan. Top 3 interior defensive linemen and why.
Yeah, I of course Jalen Carter's in there, right? It's not much that you got to speak about with him. With the situation that he has going on, who knows what's going to happen? To be honest with you, right? Where he's going to go, it's up in the air right now. So the Bears, they may have a chance to get him later on. We don't know. You know what I mean? And if he's sitting there and say the Bears are on the clock and they've traded down and, they got the 15th pick or the 18th pick or whatever it is, and he's sitting there, do you take him? You know what I mean? That's a good question, man. I mean, he's top 5 talent. Now, me personally, I didn't think that he was I didn't think he was worth a top 5 pick, right? So
You're
I've
in the minority,
always,
man.
yeah, I'm in the minority, and I'm cool with that. I will say that my second on this list is actually my first. Jalen Carter is my second. My first defensive tackle on this list that I like is Brian Breesy from Clemson. I think
Ooh, I
he's
like Breesy.
I think Breesy is a dude, man. He's a stud.
He's been
He's
a dude for a
6'5",
few years.
300 pounds. Yeah, 6'5", 300 pounds. He ran a 4.86 40. That's in the 94th percentile. He's got a vertical jump. I mean, he's got all the tools that you want, right? He's coming off an injury, but based off of his combine and what he did in the combine, outstanding, man. He shows no signs of anything that's hindering him whatsoever. So I'm comfortable with him going forward. I think the Bears can get him. I think that's a guy that the Bears could focus on and grab. You got to put Khalija Cansey in there because he ran a 4.67 40, right? At 282 pounds, he's likened or put in the same athletic realm, you might say, as an Aaron Donald. I'm not saying he is Aaron Donald, people, but he's in that realm, right? Aaron Donald athleticism at defensive tackle, 98. Cansey, his athleticism grade at defensive tackle, 94. So he's in that realm. He's not as good, you know what I mean? We don't know how he'll be, if it translates to the field of play. But at the end of the day, he's got some of the tools that are necessary. And I had to put a defensive end in there, right? And I had to put this.
I got you right here. Hold on, I got you right here. I got your top 3 edge rushers.
Okay, all right. Edge rushers. Well, one of them is going to be Nolan Smith.
Okay.
That dude is, Nolan Smith was tough, right? Nolan Smith, 4.39 40. He can get 4.39 40 as a defensive end. He ran a faster 40 time than guys like Stephon Diggs and DeAndre Hopkins. Okay, that's to let that sink in. You know what I mean? So he's in the 99th percentile for edge rushers in the combine since 1999 in that category. So he's the cream of the crop, you might say, as far as explosiveness, athleticism, speed, agility, those things, even jumping, right? Most of the time, if you look at guys who have great 40 times, they're also outstanding in high jump, broad jump. They're also, vertical leaping. They're also outstanding in that because it takes, that explosive gene. That twitch. So he's got it, man. He's got
too, right there. They can usually
absolutely.
have that right? Yeah,
absolutely. So he's a guy. Foskey from Notre Dame is another guy that I looked at, and what I did, Ray. I know you said top 3, but I feel like there are some guys that we're not going to have a chance to get, right? So I put guys in there that I feel like the Bears might be able to get, right? They might be able to get their hand. Of course, you look at a Van Ness, and it's like, yeah, Van Ness is nasty.
That's my guy.
Nasty. But are you going to be able to get your hands on him? It's going to be difficult to do it. It's possible, but it'll be difficult, though.
Yeah.
So those are some of the guys that I looked at.
He's been a riser on the boards just because, like I say, I've said it maybe a few times throughout the offseason. When he was brought to my attention by our other co-host Eric. He brought him to my attention because I had seen him play. I'm like, who the fuck is this big country fucking strong dude? And Eric is like, Lucas da. And I'm like, country strong with a motor always translates in the NFL. It just does.
Yeah.
Like if you just cock strong for no fucking reason, Lucas Van Ness is just big and strong for no fucking reason. Like big hay throwing ass dude. So I just really I like that kid. So Dan, I got a couple more. Dan, your top 3 linebackers.
I'm gonna go. Let me see here. Let me pull this up right quick. Linebackers Trenton Simpson from Clemson. Excellent athleticism as well. Once again, he's a really good player. I'm gonna also put in there Noah Sewell from Oregon. I like him too. Okay. I like some of the things that he did. Some of the things that he did was really good. He's not as fast, of course. He ran a 4.64. Trenton Simpson was way faster, but he'll go. I'm thinking Trenton Simpson goes in the first round, to be honest
Yeah.
with you.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I mean, the guy from Oregon you were just talking about, he was the leader of that Oregon defense, correct?
He's tough. He's tough.
Yeah.
He's not a pushover. You know, he's Sewell's brother, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's Panay Sewell's
So
brother.
yeah, so that's a nice, you might say pedigree, right? Pedigree.
Yes, for
Because
sure.
it runs in the genes or whatever. So you never know. I think he'll be a good player as well. And there's some other guys like a DeMarvion Overshawn from Texas.
I like
He's
him.
a good player as well. These are guys that they have some talent, they have some ability, and with the right coaching, with the right stuff, they can move in that direction. I don't think the Bears will be super high at linebacker position right now. I think they're going to go, and I don't know if we'll get into this in a minute or not, but where I see the Bears going with their picks. I know somebody did a mock draft,
Yeah, we're
but
gonna
I have
go into that in a minute.
okay. I'll save it for that. I'll get into that in a minute then.
Okay.
I got one player I want to add before we move on. Double A from Northwestern. That dude is an athletic freak. He ran a 4.54. He could play 3 tech or defensive end. That dude's a freak.
And he's shaped
I
like
can't
a bowling
pronounce
ball.
his name, so I just call him Double A. I'm not even
This
going
is
to
true.
try.
Trenton Simpson is the best player in the draft at any position. That's what no man.
That's what no man said.
No,
Yeah,
man,
Trenton
that's
Simpson.
a little bold, but
He
okay.
ain't no slouch. He definitely ain't no slouch.
How y'all
But
feel about
He's no slouch, but
how
it's a
y'all
little
feel about
bold
Juke
there.
Sanders?
No, man.
I think double A from Northwestern, he's shaped
He's
like
a
a bowling
freak.
ball.
He's
His
Yeah, but
shoulders
How
are
y'all feel about Juke?
huge.
that guy is something. He's different. Like, and when we watched the who was the very first player to pop off the screen during the Senior Bowl? Double A.
I think it was him.
Double
Yep.
A. Yeah.
Double A was the first one to
He's a
I
freak.
mean, from the very first practice, throughout all the practices, throughout the game, that kid popped. And so, like, I wouldn't be mad to see. And then I went back and watched the little tape because he was the first one that popped off the screen for me. And I was just like, holy shit, this is crazy. Last one, Dan. What about your secondary, big dog? Before we move on to the
My secondary. Let's see here. Let me pull that up right quick. Yeah, of course. A lot of people was looking at Ringo and they wanted Ringo, but Ringo stumbled around out there pretty dramatically,
Yeah, he
pretty
did.
bad.
he
Christian Gonzalez is the guy who jumped off, and he pretty much moved up past a lot of people. I mean, he might go be the first cornerback taken because of what he was able to do. There are some cornerbacks out here. To me it's not as strong as I thought it would be. I thought it would be a little bit stronger, but it's lacking a little bit. There's a lot of speed out there, of course. But I saw a lot of guys dropping balls. I saw a lot of guys that didn't know how to turn and recognize the ball in the sky. So, like Ringo, I was like, man, it was bad seeing him. Yeah, he ran out there and it's like he ran a fast speed, but on that deep ball, in several balls actually, just turn around and locate the ball. He was lost in the sauce. He didn't know where the ball was.
For sure.
And it's like, you're not outside, bro. You got to get that together quick. So, Joey Porter is a good guy. These are guys that are going to go in the first round. I don't think the Bears are going to have their chance to get him. So, you know what I mean? I think they drafted somebody. They'll probably draft somebody later on, maybe round 5, that's going to be available or something like that. But as of right now, we're not going to get a top talent at the cornerback position, in my opinion.
right. So we can't get Devin Witherspoon, is what you're telling me.
No.
How y'all feel about DJ Turner?
DJ Turner.
That's my guy.
Go
He's
ahead.
an underrated
That's
player.
my
Miguel,
guy.
go ahead. I'm putting you on the big screen, Miguel. Hold on one second.
Don't play like that. That's my guy.
So
Miguel,
That man
what
ran.
are you saying?
That
Go ahead
man
with DJ.
turned
Go
the
ahead.
burger.
how y'all feel? Small guy, nobody's really paying attention to him until he just ran that 4.26 in the 40, and then he just blew everybody's mind.
Mhm.
He's one of those later guys you could possibly get 3rd round probably.
No, he going early, bro.
He going early.
Probably
4.2
late
speed.
second round pick.
Yeah,
Late
All
second
right,
round pick.
so listen to this, right?
Going earlier.
All right, so you got Devin Witherspoon 1,
Mhm.
you got Gonzalez 2, Joey Porter 3,
Mm-hmm.
right? We got Emmanuel Forbes 4th.
4. Yep.
You got Cam Smith 5th. Keely Ringo 6th. Dante Banks from Maryland 7th.
7.
Tyreek Stevenson 8th from Miami, and then you got DJ Turner. Like nobody's really paying attention to him.
Hold on, Isaiah. I got you. 1 second.
So nobody really paid attention to him until he ran that 4.26.
And then it's like, whoa, who is this guy?
Right.
Go ahead,
I
Isaiah.
think we all forgetting about that. We're forgetting about that cornerback. I don't know if you brought his name up from Utah or something like that, Phillips or something like that.
Yeah, he's good.
He's extremely undersized, but he's good. He's gonna be a slot guy. You talking about that Phillips the third? Guy. You got him and the kid from TCU. They're extremely undersized.
Travis Tomlinson. That's LaDainian Tomlinson's nephew.
So what about in the safety world? We have a comment saying that Sidney Brown is the best safety in the draft.
Well, yeah, that's not hard because this safety class is not that great. So yeah, I would agree.
Okay.
I mean, you got Branch and
Branch at the combine. He looked terrible.
Branch disappointed.
Yeah, he disappointed at the combine.
Brian Branch.
From Alabama, he disappointed.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, none of these guys like numbers are really off the chart, so I'll give you that.
Yeah, but that's why I said the safety class is just it's okay. It's okay.
What about that safety from Alabama?
Okay. Huh?
Brian Branch and Battle.
Brian Branch.
Oh yeah. I think Battle is going to be pretty good. I think he's going to be solid. I like him.
Yeah, he'll be decent.
The Penn State safety is pretty good too.
What about Jamie Robinson from Florida State?
No, Jair Brown is going to be decent. With the right training, with the right tutelage, he can be a plus starter too. He's going to be decent. He's 5'11", 203. He's about that safety size, right? His athleticism lacked a little bit, but his production on the field was outstanding.
Did y'all see Chris Smith in 1v1s for the Senior Bowl from Georgia? The safety from Georgia. He was locking down a lot of receivers 1v1.
Yeah, he's really talented. I think he should be a late second round pick.
Mm-hmm.
Man, they got this man all the way down on these charts. They got him really low.
Like I said, the safety class is all right. It's not anything to drool about.
Well, Alise, so the reason why we really got here is that we haven't had an opportunity to really speak on the offseason of the Bears, and really, this week right here is free agency starts, right?
Next week.
We had was it next week?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Next week.
And then we going right into the draft. And I know you wanted to get this show off, so I asked you to get us a mock draft done, and you provided it. So let's talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our first ever draft show in the Juke Joint, and it's Alise's first time sharing her thoughts on what her Chicago Bears should be doing with their.
No!
So
who allowed this man in here?
Well, let's before we even get started. Let's welcome. Let's welcome Christopher Williams into the building. He had the black shirt with the chain for a hot second. So before we go, everybody say what's up to Jay Targaryen.
You need to relax.
He's probably one of the hardest working podcasters out there, and he's my nephew, and I love him.
He needs to simmer.
He's my nephew, and I love him. And and I don't say that lightly when I say that he's my nephew, even though we ain't blood, but that's my nephew.
I love you. Thank you.
He's all jacked up off Mountain Dew.
Man, he needs to simmer.
So let's talk about this. Let's talk about some mock draft things. And before I reveal Alise's very first mock draft, since Justin is not here, let's get him right into it. Justin, you are on the hot seat. Justin, do you trade the Chicago Bears #1 pick?
Yeah.
To
Okay.
who
I
and for
think
what?
to be honest with you, Dan just fucking spelled it out for you people. Y'all was talking about them boring offensive linemen. He was talking about getting a blue chip in Brian Breesy. What more do you want to see?
That's
Well,
right.
hold on. Some of the offensive linemen are blue chip. You need to relax.
Y'all talking about
Relax,
people that look like
boy.
Pokemon. He talking about the Breesy.
You really brought him on, and he acted up today.
Well,
Nah.
Isaiah, when you think about it with the #1 pick, it's a lot of speculation out there. Are we expecting the Bears to trade the #1 pick away?
Absolutely. I think the Bears would try to trade twice. They would try to trade back twice. And I think, they should, whatever chance they get to maximize picks for the following year, you absolutely have to do it, considering the fact of where the Bears are.
I thought that Big Cat had an unrealistic expectation for
He sure did.
his mock
Poor
draft.
soul.
If y'all didn't see that, I swear to God, it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
That poor
His mock
soul.
draft.
I said that is not gonna happen.
He had us trading 3 or 4 times in the first.
3 or 4
getting,
times.
Yeah, and then getting like 9 first-round picks next year.
Yeah, or something crazy.
Yeah,
What the
but
fuck?
I mean,
Yeah, that'll blow up your your money too.
yeah,
Right.
that
I'm like, you're gonna have to draft at some point, buddy.
Yeah, we was thinking we had 6 first-round picks for the following year.
I mean, but let's just look at it like last year. Ryan Post came in into a situation, and we've seen the kind of things that he can do. He came into the year last year with 5 picks and parlayed that into 11. And out of those 11, we had 5 or 6 starters, maybe 7. Not counting Jack because Jack wasn't drafted; he was undrafted. But at the same time, he seeked him out and brought him in. So I mean, he's hit a lot, and so that tells me that evaluations are being done, and that the scouts are doing their jobs and reporting what they're finding as far as fits with the team. Miguel, do you think that the Bears would be wise to pick with the #1 pick, or trade it back 1 or 2 times to get the capital this year?
We talking about we need to take advantage of every last one of these teams and trade back at least twice.
No,
Play on the emotions.
Okay, all right. Dan,
Miguel, you acting like all the GMs in the NFL light skin. How many emotional people you got in your war room?
Bro, we know Buddy from Indianapolis is emotional.
Yeah, he's definitely and he's he does some extracurricular activities as well that'll get him lit up too.
Yeah, okay.
He does. I'm just being honest. I mean, it's well documented, right?
What he be using his car keys for other than his car?
I mean, he He chops some stuff up.
That guy, he fucking he does some.
He probably has a deviated septum. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying.
Oh my God.
He's a little.
We can take advantage of that. You know what I mean? Like I said, drop a baggie off on him. You know what I mean?
He's good.
He's good.
He alive.
Just kick it on the floor too, like it ain't.
Bears wide receiver that got booked. We need to hit him up.
Yeah.
Well, he got out recently. Big Sam
Hurt is out. Big Sam.
Sam Hurd.
He's out. He's out. Yeah, he got out.
And I put a call for Esteban Loaiza too. Call.
All right, so let's
let me say what the Bears should do with the #1 pick is trade down, right? Initially, now there's talks of them trading with the Texans or whoever, and that's fine. You could probably trade with them. You could trade with the Colts. I would trade with the Colts if I could. Let the Colts go ahead up there and get somebody. Let the Texans get whoever they want to get after that. And this is where the wrench is thrown into it, right? Does Arizona take Will Anderson? That's the question. If they do take Will Anderson at 4 now, because we traded with the Colts, I would trade back again. And I would trade back to like 8 or 9 and that's where I draft Brian Breesy.
Yeah.
That's why I draft that's why I draft Brian Breesy. That's why I get him right now. If you've traded back like that, right, you're going to be able to secure another second-round draft pick, possibly 2 second-round draft picks this year, and also 2 first-round draft picks from those teams for next year. So you're looking at next year having 3 first-rounders. This year you have now 2 more second-rounders. You could pair that up, go back into the first round, right? Around, I would say maybe 18 to 20, slide up in the 18 or 20 spot and draft Jackson Smith and Jigba or one of the wide receivers that are there, right? I would say Jackson Smith and Jigba because
18 to 20.
Let me finish. I'll draft him at that point or one of the other guys. There's no with these wide receiver class, those 5 guys that are up there, Quentin Johnston, my man from USC, Jalen Hyatt, all of those guys are around the same talent level, in my opinion. So one of them will be there at 18 to 20. You draft one of those guys, and then in the second round, you turn around and you draft a lineman or another defensive edge guy that we mentioned earlier, one of those guys, and then you'll still have another second round pick, and you go ahead and draft like a Zach Charbonnet to replace David Montgomery, who's probably going out of the door. That's the way I would do it in the first 2 rounds. I'll let y'all, figure that out after that.
Okay, so let's get right into it then. Alise, I'm glad you made it back. So let's mock it up.
Yeah, no.
Let's mock it up. Alise, this is your first time. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna pull up your mock draft, and I'm gonna let you talk it through. And then we're gonna have the panel talk about what you decided, what you think the Bears are gonna be doing in the.
I better see this right here. I better see this right here.
You're not gonna see that. I'm telling you right now, you're not gonna see it.
I'm telling you, he's just as good as Jalen Carter, if not better.
I didn't even take Jalen Carter either, but anyway.
All right, so here we go. It's our very first year doing this. So at least this is our first time ever seeing one of your mock drafts. Your first time ever sharing a mock draft on your channel, on your show. At least mock draft, year 1. Here we go.
Number 1. So I took Will Anderson. Well, actually, I traded back twice. So I traded with Houston first. So I traded for 2 and 33 and a pick for next year. And I gave them number 1. Then I traded for 4 and 35 and got pick and gave Indianapolis pick 2. Somehow at 4, Will Anderson was still there, so I scooped him up. Why not? That's the best edge in this class, in my opinion. 35, I took John Michael Schmitz. Or 33, I took him. Then I had the 35th pick, so I took DeJuan Jones there. Then I took our receiver finally. I took Tank Dell from Houston. He's undersized, but he's got nice speed and nice hands, and he gets open. Then I went defense. The next 2
No, you didn't
picks.
go Jack Campbell from Iowa.
Yes, I did. I took Jack Campbell, linebacker. Yes, I did. From Iowa.
Eric is going to love that.
Did. He was on the board, and I snagged him. So I took him, and then I took a corner. I took Travius Hodges Tomlinson. And then I took our running back, Tank Bigsby. I actually really like him a lot. I think he's going to be a solid back in this league. Then I took Moro Ojimo. He could be our defensive lineman, interior defensive lineman. He's really nice. Then I went guard in Chandler Zavala. He went to NC State. He could play left guard or right guard. So see how that goes. And then I think we get rid of Cairo Santos. I'm riding that bandwagon. Yes, I am. So I took Jake Moody out of Michigan.
I can't believe you. I'm shocked you went Jake Moody with the 200.
You shouldn't be. Are you really shocked? You shouldn't
be.
As a matter of fact, Alise, I am totally appalled the fact that you would bring a Michigan kicker into the Chicago Bears freaking realm. Yeah,
why?
Because it's just a Michigan kicker.
He kicks in the cold. You should be thanking me. Kissing the ground I walk.
Yeah, you know these Michigan fans overrated.
Okay, so let's just talk about it. So you guys at least traded back with the Texans. and then she traded back again with the Colts and ended up with the fourth pick. So with the fourth pick, she picked Will Anderson from Alabama.
Yeah, everyone's favorite.
And then she got John Michael Smith. So she shored up the center position for the Bears.
Now, Ray, I think she has an
Justin, hold on, Justin. Hold on.
Justin.
Hold on. I'm gonna let
Hold
you guys
on,
talk
Justin.
about,
Shut
I'm gonna
up.
let you guys talk about her pick, her picks. And then she even brought another defensive lineman. I mean, as you were, offensive lineman to help shore up the offensive line, and DeJuan Jones, who is not a slouch. I'm just gonna say that. Then she got Tank Dell, which is he's a threat. But you guys can talk about it. Jack Campbell, that's the one where it's kind of like, oh boy, here we go. And I can't wait for Eric to see this episode, so he's gonna be loving that. Thompson from TCU. I'm gonna hold my reservations for that one.
I got an A+ on that one. Leave it alone.
Tank Bigsby, Jomo, Zavala, and then we got Moody. So Justin, you were clamoring. I'm gonna take this off the big screen, off the jumbotron.
You better be nice to me, Justin.
And then we go. So go ahead, Justin. So you saw
overall grade of an A-. Y'all see that?
Yeah, overall grade of an A-.
Now,
so it's not bad.
Alise, like I was saying before I was interrupted by you people, you have an unhealthy obsession with John Michael Smith. What is it? Why?
Because he's the best center in this class, and we need a center.
Next question. You tried your fucking hardest to put Jack Campbell on this fucking mock draft.
I didn't try my hardest. He was there, and I took him. Simple as that.
Why?
Because he was the best linebacker available.
We're going to best player available, Jay.
Yeah, I understand. Wow. That's All-American picks. I don't think Alise got All-American in her. So that's why I'm asking these questions.
That's why I got an A on that. That's why I got an A on that draft.
They lied.
Either way, there's the letter A in front of it.
Perfectly flawed.
There's an A in front of it.
Okay, so let me just go to Miguel. Miguel, you saw Alise's draft. She asked you to come on. She asked Isaiah to come on. So we're all here. Miguel, when you seen her draft, what were your thoughts about Alise's draft?
I only like the trade and the Will Anderson pick.
Why?
God damn.
Why?
What? Hey, show it again for me real quick, because
hold on, Dad. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull up the draft. The way Miguel.
He's never allowed back again. I get an A-, so this is what this man be doing.
So
you're about to play with me, bro.
Alise went back twice, Dan, and she ended up with the number 4 pick. And then we have John Michael Smith at 33 in the second round. DeJuan Jones at tackle at 35. Tank Bell. Then we got Jack Campbell, Tomlinson, Tank Bigsby, Ojomo, Zavala, Zavala is sneaky. And that's only because my daughter goes to Wolfpack University. And I know who Chandler Zavala is through my daughter. And Jake Moody bringing up the rear, bringing in Michigan. So, Dan, you got it, or you want me to keep it up there, or because Miguel said some shit? Okay, Miguel said some shit, and I'm gonna allow Alise.
No, he's not allowed to.
I'm allow Miguel and Alise to talk this out.
No.
Go ahead, Miguel.
I like the trade, right? I like picking up Will Anderson with the first pick too. I like the 2 trades back, but you went with Michael Smith way too early.
No, because he wasn't going to be there at 50. Whenever I took Jack Campbell, he wouldn't have been there.
How deep do you think the center class is? Do you think you just have to have him?
Yes, I do.
If that's the case, then why you don't pick him at the number 4 pick then?
Because that's way too damn high. And plus, Will Anderson was sitting there, so I'm not going to leave Will Anderson sitting on the board. Oh, he blanked out.
I'm back. What happened?
Well,
I said I'm not going to take him there, especially when Will Anderson's sitting on the board. I'm not going to leave him there.
Well, yeah, that's my whole point. I think there's more centers with the second pick.
No.
I would like to address a receiver, possibly.
I got my receiver though.
You got Tank Dell.
Okay, and
Undersized.
gets open, has nice hands, explosive.
You
5'9", we don't need
seen
him.
him.
What are we doing?
We don't need him. We don't need
5'9",
him.
we don't need him.
What we gonna do? Put him in the
I
slot?
think
We don't need
Kayshawn
him.
Booty.
Yeah, we don't need
Hold
nothing.
on. Let's just continue to let's talk about because nobody else sent me a mock. So we're gonna talk about Alise's mock, and then I'm gonna allow you guys to go your thoughts in a second. So let's critique Alise's mock. Isaiah, you have an issue with John Michael Smith going 33?
No, I think I have an issue with her taking Tank Dell when it could be far more better options on the board than him.
I am not taking Kayshawn Booty that high.
You're not taking Booty that high, Alise?
No.
I mean, okay, so let me just put a scenario out there. If Booty didn't get in any kind of trouble, if he didn't get in any kind of whatever at LSU, would he be higher on draft boards right now?
If he had
No.
a quarterback,
No, because he did terrible at the combine. So
He'd be first round pick.
What?
No, he wouldn't.
If he had a quarterback,
Hold on.
Let's
have this conversation. So let's have this conversation. So you're telling me, Alise, because of what he did at the combine, that you think that played more into where he is right now than what he did on the field and what he did off the field?
Well, he really didn't. He did all right. Like this year, he did all right. He wanted to go back, but things happened and he couldn't. Yada yada. So he kind of had to come out. So I think that didn't help his stock at all. And then he didn't do well at the combine, so that didn't help either. So I think he's a sneaky gem day 3. You could take him day 3, but I'm not taking him higher than day 3.
Miguel, rebuttal, Miguel.
As far as that situation, Booty.
Yeah, go ahead. Booty. We're talking about Booty.
Yeah, Booty.
Why are we laughing?
Because ain't that boy name?
It's Boutte.
Oh, Boutte. Okay, I didn't know.
What'd you do? Put a what's that? An accent over the top of it?
He's Creole.
Boutte.
It's a Creole name. It's Boutte.
Oh, it's Boutte. Okay.
Boutois.
He fancy. Right.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, I think he didn't get a chance to actually display his talent like that. He had a sorry behind quarterback throwing on the ball. If he was in that same, offense with Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, I believe. I mean, come on now. He's kind of a good product, but we just don't know what the heck he really has to offer because of the simple fact that he had nobody throwing the ball. He was projected to be pretty good, but we didn't see enough.
See that, Dan?
You need to see more. You need to see more.
Dan, send it to me. Send it to me. If you send it to me, I could put it on the show.
I haven't done it yet. I'll send it to you. I haven't done it yet. I'm just saying I traded down twice and I'm in the 9 spot. And Bijan Robinson, CJ Stroud, Brian Breesy is all on the board.
How is CJ Stroud still on the board at 9? What the hell? What kind of draft is this?
Joey Anthony Richardson.
So Isaiah, let me ask you a question, Isaiah.
I mean, I think Booty. My bad.
Isaiah, real quick. Isaiah, you there?
Yep, I'm here, Ray. What's up?
Okay, cool. So, are you okay with addressing the offensive line 2 picks in a row in the second round?
I'm okay with. I'm perfectly fine with that.
Okay.
I think it depends on. I feel like it really depends on what we would to do in free agency for us to address both of that. In a second round pick, but with the 2 second round picks. But other than that, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Okay, I understand. I think I'm okay with it too, honestly. Justin, do you think that?
Like that.
So
I really like my dude from Texas, Oshimo. Okay. I really like him. That's my favorite pick.
Okay, so Alise, you're saying that's your favorite pick, but let me ask Justin a question. Justin, you think she was a little too
Here we go.
Passive, going offensive line twice without picking up a wide receiver before she picked up the offensive lineman? What's your opinion on that?
I mean, to be honest with you, you guys talked about it earlier. Her and Isaiah, they value the offensive line, so those picks actually coincide with her belief and her philosophy and what the Bears need to do going forward. I don't think there's enough wide receiver talent outside of Jackson Smith and Jigba to where you could take a home run cut if you're Ryan Poles, especially when all you need is a single to drive it run right now. So, I mean, the conservative route was probably the best route, although, like, I'm along the lines of Dan. I want them to overcompensate the defensive line.
I've seen that too much. I'm triggered.
Well, hold on. Before we go there, we're going to end the show with that conversation because I really want to get into that offensive line argument. I really want to get into that before we end the show. Go ahead, Justin.
No, I'm saying we're not talking about the White Sox or the Red Sox.
No,
today.
we're not. No, we're not. No.
What the fuck?
No,
we're not talking to fucking baseball. Anyway, Miguel, real quick. So Tank Dell in the third round, and you're not happy?
I like the kid. I don't like him for us.
Okay.
That's it.
Does he give you what's my man number 17 out of Memphis? God, I can't think of his name right now.
Anthony Miller?
Yeah, Anthony Miller. Does he give you Anthony Miller vibes?
He gives me more of a Darnell Mooney type of guy. He's slower too, and he ran like a 4.5 in the 40. I think Mooney ran 4.4. He's a quick guy. Say that again.
Mooney ran a 4.6.
Mooney ran a 4.3. That's what Mooney ran.
You better tell her, Isaiah. Tell her.
Y'all ain't gonna argue. But nah, I think Tank Dell is basically Darnell Mooney all over again.
No, I doubt. No, they're different. They're definitely different.
Did you send it? Did you send your mock, or are you still working on it?
No, I'm still doing it.
Okay. Once you get it, just send it to me, and then I can.
He about to have like 6 defensive linemen on here, and I'm about to be pissed the fuck off. I already know.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Protecting my QB. Yes, I am.
No, Alise. At the end of the day, I'm gonna pull up your. I'm gonna pull up your mock one more time. I'm gonna
be like, who's about to be protected by quarterback? That's what I'm about to be like.
But at least I think free agency is a big factor into all of this. I think
I still really think important. They go heavy defense, and I'm really gonna be disappointed.
Okay, so here's my only critique with your mock, and I'm gonna pull it back up one more time.
It's the Jack Campbell, ain't it?
No, it's not Jack Campbell. Actually, honestly, having Jack Campbell and Jack Sanborn together, I don't think
two Jacks.
Two Jack. I'm making a Jack attack.
And I think Jack Campbell at the Sam, keeping Sanborn in the middle, and then if we get what's his name from
Karake?
Yeah, I think we're set. Like whole time, like that's a good pick. Jack Campbell for an Iowa linebacker, he was probably one of the better ones they've ever had.
I had to hold my nose for that one.
So yeah, I know you did, because Jack Campbell, he's a little bit different. And I liked what he did at the linebacker position. And I watched too much Iowa because of Eric, and I try to support my guy.
Disgusting.
That's I know. Disgusting. I watched a lot of Iowa football, and then I watched a lot of Iowa State football because of Ryan. And
that's so gross.
It's disgusting. I hate it.
That's
but
so
only
gross.
Because I wanted to watch more because of the people that I'm associated with. Anyway,
but you won't watch Michigan games with me. Yeah,
I do watch Michigan games.
No, you don't.
Why would he watch Michigan games?
And only because
they're the best.
They suck.
They're not the best.
So, Jay, I know you ain't talking. Let's not bring up what happened.
They suck.
To Ohio State, okay?
So let me just say this last little thing before I move on. I do love Moro Ojomo. That pick
Yes,
was
that's my
fucking
favorite
good.
pick.
That was a
Moro
fucking great
Ochomo.
pick. And
Moro, I can't believe he was there.
Moro
Yes,
Ochomo. I
Ochomo.
like Ochomo. I like that pick.
I couldn't believe he
And
was
not for
there.
nothing, the Zavala pick.
A
I
T.
like that.
I
Huh?
needed a guard.
No, I like Zavala. I like that pick only because, like I said, my daughter goes to North Carolina State, and I know who that player is pretty well.
He has
DeJuan
nice
Jones.
tape too, though.
Let's just talk about DeJuan Jones real quick. DeJuan Jones. And I just want to talk about him as a football player. He lacks. What's the word I want to say?
Mobility.
Huh?
Mobility.
No, I wouldn't say mobility. I think he lacks that motivation. Like sometimes it feels like he is not engaged all the way into the game. In my
I
opinion,
can see that.
I think that sometimes he takes some mental breaks during the game.
I can
And
see that.
and maybe coming back with Justin breaks that, or he kind of matures into a better player, a better tackle to protect Justin. That might be a thing. But at the same time, I think that the kid takes a couple plays off mentally.
Oh no, I agree
That's
with that.
something I don't like. Yeah.
The problem was
Hey,
he was
Ray.
like the only best tackle left. All the others were taken.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm like, well,
Hey, Ray.
you know, let me take him before he's gone, and then I'm really
Yeah.
out here scrambling. So
Yeah, I feel you on that. Okay, go ahead, Isaiah.
Yeah,
Oh.
I definitely agree when you say he take plays off, because I remember I was watching a Georgia game or something like that, and it was brought up on tape a couple of times. He made some good plays that game, but then I see another tape of him just getting, strong arm by defensive tackle from Georgia or something like that, one of the rotational tackles or something like that. I'm like, man, I don't know. I feel some type of way from if he was our tackle, from him getting strong arm back, gas and stuff like that, and taking plays off. I don't like that, man.
Yeah, I mean that's just my thing about. I mean, but at
that's
the
why I
same
didn't
time,
take Carter at 4.
I believe
I
he
could
could.
have taken Carter.
But I believe he could be coached up. I believe he could be coached up.
I'm
And
gonna do a bigger one later. Ray, I don't mean to cut you on, my bad, bro.
no, you good, brother.
But I sent you over just my first round. What we would have came away with.
Oh no, he about to have all defense on
No,
this thing,
I'm
bro.
sitting.
I'm about to cry.
I'm about to.
I'm about to cry, bro. I already know, bro.
Hold on. I mean, let me just pull up
No,
what Dan just sent me, and then we'll go from there.
LetDanCook.com.
Let me
I'm
cook.
upset. He about to have all defense on here.
You're
I
gonna be
already know.
surprised.
Actually, you're gonna be
Did
surprised.
he put offense on here? I could smile today.
What is that? Is that whipping them?
And let me tell
They
you something,
acting a
Ray.
clown right
I'm
now.
glad we got Dan here. Dan is one of the
Relax.
few people that got me to change my mind twice on players that I was sold on. I was like, yeah, we're going to get Jalen Carter and we're going to win 50 Super Bowls. Then Dan was like, all right, take a look at Will Anderson.
No.
I was like, Will Anderson, we
I remember
get 50 Super Bowls. And then
I remember
bro.
a few weeks ago, we was in the chat or whatever, and I told Dan, I was like, yeah, I'm not seeing it with Jalen Carter. And Dan was like, me neither.
Either.
I'm like,
That's why
yes, I'm not seeing this shit, bro. Like this dude, man, he takes
he's
too
another
much.
one. He's another one that takes plays off. I could have taken him at 4, but
I watched about fucking 5 games of Jalen Carter, and I was just like,
The crazy part about Breesy is he put pressure on quarterbacks that he can't catch in a dead sprint. So how is he getting to the quarterback without the streamlined speed? And then I took a deeper look, and then I realized the man is like the fucking Kung Fu Panda. He got the fastest hands in the college game. He's getting off the
he
ball.
said Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah.
no, for real. He's like
he's like E Honda from Street Fighter.
yeah.
He took Breesy first, didn't he?
Hold on. Okay,
he took Breesy first, didn't he?
I was waiting on Dan to send over what he had, and Alise.
He took Breesy first, didn't he?
Alise, I'm about to put it on the screen, and Justin, don't say anything. Let Alise see it. Isaiah,
He took Breesy first.
Miguel, let Alise see it before she comments on what Dan sent over.
It's just the first round. It's just the first round. That's
it's just the first. Okay.
Yeah.
It's just the first round. This is not a full draft. This is just the first round.
This is intense.
This is what Dan believes that the Chicago
He
Bears
took
will do
Breesy.
in
I
the
already
first
know.
round. All right, so here we go. Drum roll, please. Here we go. And there it is.
Yeah, I knew he took Breesy first. God. Well, he got a haul back though. How the hell he get that? The hell he trade?
He got a haul.
I'm surprised.
Look at the haul.
He got a hell of a haul. I can't even see the whole thing though because what's after the Washington?
Hold on, let me just take the banner off. Hold on.
After Washington, that's the second round pick.
God,
2024.
Yeah.
So we have a 2024.
Oh, so he traded back
first
twice
round.
too.
We have a 2024 Houston first round, 2024 Indianapolis first round, 2024 Washington first round.
Oh, he traded 3 times.
2024 Indy second round.
Just twice.
He went back twice. He went back twice.
Isaiah, you're not gonna make weight stuff in your face like
twice.
that.
So he traded with Houston and Indy. How'd you get Washington then?
Oh, I got that from Indianapolis, I believe.
Damn. What? Okay. They must have traded, I guess.
And then I came away with Jackson Smith and Jigba too. Come on, man.
I mean, that's nice, but realistically, he will not be there past 15. So
realistically, if I was the GM, that's what I would do, and I would make it happen.
I would make it happen too if he's there at 16.
So Miguel,
he will be there at 16.
So
but
Miguel,
that's an A+. That's still an A+ though.
Miguel, can I ask you a question before we start to wrap this thing up? Miguel, who's your number 1 wide receiver in this draft right here?
JSN.
Justin, do you have a rebuttal?
No.
Okay. Isaiah, do you have a rebuttal?
Yes, I do.
Wow.
Oh, Lord.
Here we go.
What the fuck are you about to say?
I think Zay Flowers is the best wide receiver in this draft.
And you talk about size with Tank Dell, and then you brought up Zay Flowers. Okay, I'm done.
Zay Flowers,
no, you did not just do that.
Shows on the tape. He's fast. And
that's why.
It actually shows.
That's why. You just brought up size with Tank Dell, and you go say Zay Flowers is wide receiver.
I like Zay Flowers.
All right, so Isaiah, you're wrong. You're 100% wrong.
You're
Jackson Smith. Jackson Smith and Jigba, I wasn't terribly high on before, but I'm getting there because when you look at the shuttle and the three cone stuff that he did, and the shuttle, it's elite level, bro. Like that's we're talking about like being able to get off the line. Chad Johnson, Jerry Rice. That's those type of guys that have the agility and the acceleration to get off the line. You don't have to have top end speed, right? He already solidified it. Now he's going to go back to that pro day. He thought about it, came up with the plan. He's going to work on his 40 time. If he shaves half a second off his 40 time, he's going to get it down to about 4.47, 4.46. You can't. He's got no flaws at that point in his game. He's got no flaws at that point.
Damn,
because you can't deny the kid has hands, body control, and
his body control's off the charts.
His route.
If
he runs a 4.4, he can play inside and outside, and there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, it's a no-brainer at that point.
And a lot of people are saying because the connection he's already had with Justin, and the fact that Olave and Wilson and Jameson Williamson have all said like, yo, this motherfucker is shit. You know, it's driving his stock up. Another guy that I had kind of on my radar is Jalen Hyatt. How you guys feel about him?
Solid.
I
Solid.
like him, but
Probably
he just go ahead.
I don't have him ranked over Jordan Addison, who's my wide receiver 2 in this class. So
Really, Addison?
yes, Jordan
Wow.
Addison from USC. Yes, he's my wide receiver
I
2.
wasn't.
Even though he didn't have the best of combines, the talent is still there. Like you pull the tape on that kid.
Who, Jordan Addison?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't he pull his back up or something? He messed his back
Yeah,
up.
he had a back strain.
Yeah,
So he's gonna need a bacchiotomy for sure.
But
Definitely, Jay.
he's definitely not going to go. I don't know.
I'll tell you. I think 2 or 3 receivers go top 20.
Okay. No, I can see that.
Possibly.
Him, Addison, and Johnston.
No, I think.
I think 5. I think Jackson Smith and Jigma.
5 are gonna go top 20.
I don't think higher.
Well, top round, first round.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 5 first rounders.
Reason,
Dan, you got 5 first rounders receivers.
Wide receiver, yeah. And the only reason is because the way the landscape of the NFL, right? Somebody's going to jump up there and grab them wide receivers in the 20s.
Yeah.
Because
and then
I want that 5th round. I want that 5th. I want that 5th year option, right?
Oh, right.
With the way wide receivers are getting paid now, $30 million. If somebody shows out, you got to pay a $30 million. You know what I mean? Plus $30 million plus. So they want that 5th year option to kind of push that deal to the back a little bit. That's just my opinion. I think it might work that way. And I think it'll be Jalen Hyatt. I think it'll be Jackson Smith and Jigba, Zay Flowers, Quentin Johnston. Maybe just 4. I'll go with
Jordan Addison.
Jordan Addison. Yeah. Those 5.
So, Alise, are you saying that Jordan Addison had a great year because of Caleb Williams, or because Caleb?
He had a great year before that. He was Kenny Pickett's wide receiver before Pickett entered the draft. Then he transferred to USC. So he had a good year. He actually had a better productive year at Pitt than he did USC.
Okay. All right. Isaiah. So are you looking forward to the when you talk about offensive linemen, 1 through 5, if you had it the perfect world, Isaiah, if you had the perfect world, are you having Tevin Jenkins stay as your left guard and Braxton Jones stay as your left tackle?
You mean right guard?
What I said?
No, that's
deodorant.
Right guard and deodorant.
Shut up.
So you saying if I had a perfect world, would I keep
Braxton Jones as your left tackle and Tevin Jenkins as your right guard?
I feel like I don't even know, because I feel like if they have an opportunity to, let's say, get a Darnell Wright, and depending on what they do at the tackle position, you can put him in there. But I think the Bears are gonna stick with those 2 guys in those positions, and I really don't even know how to give an assessment on that, because it's tough, because Braxton is improving and stuff like that, and Tevin Jenkins is he is a pretty darn good offensive lineman. So that's a touchy situation. I wouldn't know how to answer that, but I think those guys are going to be in those positions because I think they truly believe in Braxton Jones.
Justin, I have a question for you and you missed it this earlier, and we didn't get an answer because you wasn't here.
Okay.
Would you feel disrespected as a fan if the Bears did not trade out of the number 1 pick to get more draft capital and picked a player at number 1?
No. And the reason why is because I'm already on the side of Ryan Poles in the Bears front office. Okay. Me as a fan, I don't have any control over it anyway. Of course, I could just say my desires, but at the end of the day, If Ryan Poles sees somebody fit at the overall pick, I'm going to support him because his brain works better than mine in that situation. Now, I will say this. If the Bears somehow, some way find a way to get Brian Breesy on the roster, I'm labeling myself a football expert, and I'm bending the knee and I'm pledging fealty to Dan of the Three Kings.
Understood. Miguel, um, next year is going to be a pivotal year for the Chicago Bears, in my opinion. Justin Fields becoming a better passer is what everyone is saying. Does he become a better passer due to the fact that we drafted a weapon at the wide receiver position, or does he become a better passer because we gave him weapons or um, a better offensive line? In your opinion, which one is more important? Is what I'm asking.
I would think the offensive line is more important than weapons, but you do need weapons. It's not like you don't. But I honestly think that Justin Fields gets better anyway. I don't think he's gonna not progress. Should I say? He's gonna be in the system. This is gonna be a second year around. He's gonna understand the system a little bit more. So I just think he's gonna get better regardless if he has the weapons or the offensive line. So, in my honest opinion.
Yeah, I don't. I just think that the Bears understand that they have a special talent at on defense and on defense. Justin, stop. They have a special talent
I'm
on
fucking
defense
muted.
as
What am
far
I
as
doing?
as far as the secondary. So let me just go on with what the fuck I was saying. But I'm saying the Bears know that Justin Fields is the talented player on the offensive, and they have to just support the young man, and I think they will with bringing in another weapon on the outside. But I think a lot of people are not giving enough credit to Ryan Poles for going out and pulling Chase Claypool out of Pittsburgh and bringing him to Chicago.
That's
Chase
because people.
Claypool. Chase
That's because
Claypool.
people. Go ahead.
Let me just say this. Chase Claypool, and I don't give a fuck who sees this. I don't give a fuck who um uh sees it and tweets it about it. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. Chase Claypool was not fucking acquired from the Pittsburgh Steelers during the trade deadline of 2022 for 2022. What you saw out of Chase Claypool was probably already signed, sealed, and delivered as far as you're not going to show everything right now because we're not winning in 2022. What Chase Claypool, Justin Fields, Darnell Mooney, and whoever they draft going to do next year is going to be so fucking telling. When you say the Bears don't have a number one wide receiver, go fuck yourself. Chase Claypool is a fucking dog. And if you watch him play, if you watched him in Pittsburgh, if you watched him in Notre Dame, the kid is special. He can catch the ball all over the fucking field. He's 6'4", runs a fucking 4.3 40. He is a fucking machine. So that's all I'm saying. Chase Claypool is here for 2023. Let him and Justin fucking cook. Let's see what happens. That's all I'm saying.
Yes. No, I agree with that. I think a lot of the people's issues with the whole Chase Claypool thing was the pick. Because at the time we traded for Chase Claypool, we were sitting at like 40 something, and it ended up being the first pick of the second round, so that freaked people out. I like Claypool a lot. My issues with Claypool have always been the same thing: maturity. He has a maturity issue that I don't know. Like, he works on that, and we cooking with grease.
Oh, what do
Go
you
ahead,
mean
Justin.
maturity issue?
He has a maturity issue.
Legend is what she's saying.
Mm.
Like he gets hot headed a lot, and it's like you don't have to get hot headed for no reason, bro.
I love Chase being with Justin. I love him being underneath the tutelage of the wide receiver coach we have and Matt Eberflus and the whole coaching staff going into the next year. Like that, in my opinion, I think he's going to have a great year next year. That's just my opinion.
I think Chase is going to stand out. He's going to stand out. He's going to do what he did when he first came into the league. I don't think he has a maturity issue at all. I think every wide receiver, they are different beings, right? I was listening to Brady Quinn and LeVar Arrington. And LeVar Arrington said everybody has this perception that they're divas and this and that and the third. He said the divas are quarterbacks. Wide receivers are a whole different breed. They're a different football player than everybody else is on the football field. Because number one, they need somebody else to get them the ball. But they always feel like I'm the difference in this game. I'm the one that's the difference in the game. So if I don't get the ball, then I have a problem. You see what I'm saying? So and that's and it's true. I mean, I've been on teams where the wide receivers are they think so highly of themselves and their skill set and what they're able to do, and you got to have that mentality in order to be good out there. You know what I mean on the outside. So I'm cool with him having that type of attitude. I'm cool with it because that's apropos for the position. It's what you need. If he doesn't have that attitude, if he doesn't have that mindset, then he won't be good, man. I'm just being honest. Guys always think they open. They never covered.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy, Dan, is I was raised to believe that wide receivers are divas too, but then you hit it on the head. Like they're the only player that's dependent on somebody else to deliver them the ball. So think about how much pressure they put on themselves out on the island every fucking snap.
Yeah.
I got to beat him.
Mm-hmm.
I got to win. I got to win. And a lot of people take that for granted because we always got to be the better teammate, the best player. No, my job is to win the game, win the battle, right here, right now.
That's what they say.
Yeah,
They say they're the difference makers. They're the X factors. Everybody wants to be the X.
Justin, since you're here, I'm gonna let you go ahead and you and Alise. This is her show, so allow Alise to close us out. And y'all can continue talking.
Well, Yohan Moncada.
Why?
Why?
Yohan Moncada.
I have to run upstairs for a second.
Yohan Moncada. Yohan Moncada.
Stop it, bro. What?
Alise,
I'm done.
Yeah, Alise, it's your show. And you and Justin have the con. I'm gonna step away for a minute and leave the stream, but at the same time, thank you, Dan. I love you, Big Ball.
Man, for sure.
Isaiah, Jay, Alise. I really appreciate you guys coming on to the Juke joint and making it what it is. I'm gonna step away. Y'all can continue to talk. Alise, Justin, y'all know what to do, and just end it. Y'all do have the end broadcast joint right there on the right?
Nope.
Oh fuck. All right.
Nope.
It's a different show, bro.
No, I'm
it's a different show.
In the top right corner, y'all don't have the end broadcast.
Nope.
No, I just have leave.
Oh my god! All right,
it does say something that it does say in broadcast on the top right corner of my screen, but I don't know. I can't make it up.
Oh my god! All right. Anyway, anyway, thank you guys for popping on here. I'm gonna go ahead and end it because Isaiah, Miguel, we went through a lot. It's been a 2-hour show, and I think that's more than enough. And Dan, thank you for what you had.
Brian Breesy.
Yes, sir.
Alise, thank you for being.
They can't even see our faces, Jay. Stop.
Yeah, Alise, thank you for being who you are. And I know where you're going. And you guys, this is in this. As a matter of fact, I'm about to cut the lights off in this BH. Alise, love you.
Love you too.
Take it easy, Ray.
All right, no doubt.